So I seem to have a controversial opinion about the Patriots this year, and that opinion is that the Patriots are actually going to be good. I think they made a lot of worthwhile additions in their offseason going into 2021, and I think this team is going to be really, really good. They've got one of the best coaching staffs in NFL history, without question. They've got some really, really solid pieces in free agency that really help fit their offense and their defense. They love their two tight end sets, and guess what? They got the two best tight ends available in free agency in Hunter Henry and in Jonnu Smith. The Patriots really, really took a big step up in upgrading their team. Cam Newton has an offseason to actually be with the team now. Learn the playbook, learn how he fits in the system and what to do, where to go with the football. These are things that he really didn't get the opportunity to do in 2020 because it was just, okay, you're on the team and there's no preseason and we're playing. Go out there, get it done. And I think it's a tough situation for any quarterback to go into. Obviously, there are some guys that can kind of break that mold and, play their game and be really effective. But for other guys going into a completely new scheme where the concepts are really different and the reads change, it's going to be difficult. So I think Cam Newton could be very good in 2021 as well and really surprise some guys. I think this team's going to be really good. But this is the Mac Jones Patriots rebuild. So we're going to be focusing on him. First round pick of the Patriots this past year. Let's see if we can turn this team into a dynasty yet again. So let's hop in. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. A ton of content coming your way as we get closer to football season and into Madden 22. So let's jump into it. So we've been working with Manscaped for the past few months, years even, probably at this point, because they're such a great men's grooming company with such essential items like the Lawnmower 4.0 with the induction-based charging. We've talked about the travel lock feature. We've talked all about the Lawnmower 4.0 and the 9,000 RPM motor and the LED light. But what we haven't really gotten a big opportunity to talk about is the nose and ear hair trimmer known as the Weed Whacker. This thing is killer. I know a lot of you guys think I'm short for some reason. You picture me as like 5'8", 5'9". I'm actually 6'3", and this is not a meme like 6'3", 250. I'm closer to 150 than 250. But as a taller guy, people are just naturally looking up my nose by default. So this Weed Whacker takes care of the stuff in my nose very easily. It's seamless. You put it up there. It goes to town just like a Weed Whacker does. You don't need to be pulling out your nose hairs with tweezers as a single tear falls down your cheek. Go with the easy, painless alternative. Just like the Lawnmower 4.0 is painless downstairs, this is big time upstairs. And when you opt in for the full performance package 4.0 kit, you get the biggest bang for your buck. You're talking about the peak hygiene plan that you can enroll in. You get replenishments of your favorite products coming as soon as you need them. For a limited time though, you can get 2 free gifts, including the Shed Travel Bag and the Manscaped Anti-Chafing Boxer Briefs. 2 must-haves to go along with it. Go to manscaped.com/Bengal. We have our own landing page. This is a really, really good deal for essential products you guys can't miss out on and shouldn't be living without if you are. So manscaped.com/Bengal. Link is in the description. Thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring the video. So this is the team. I forgot to load in the actual correct roster the first time around, but it is a solid one. Michael Onwenu should absolutely have star development. I could give it to him. I really could. I'm going to give star dev to some of the other rookies, in the 2021 draft class. So should I just give it to Michael Onwenu anyway because he was a rookie that came in, no expectations, and then played every position on the offensive line and did so at a really high level pretty much? I don't think he got a snap at center, but he got snaps at guard, at tackle, on each side of the line, and was a really, really good player. And for a 22-year-old rookie to go up to an 80 overall from wherever he started, and I can tell you he didn't start very high, Michael Onwenu should absolutely have star dev, and I'm sure he will for Madden 22. I'm just going to give it to him. I don't have to rationalize it. But going out and getting Hunter Henry was huge. Getting Trent Brown to come back and start at right tackle is going to be huge. If Isaiah Wynn can take a step up next year, this offensive line is going to be right up there near the best in the entire NFL. You don't really know what you're going to get with Trent Brown, but he's just probably going to step back with the Patriots and be phenomenal. Again, with Cam Newton and whatever, who knows how much playtime Mac Jones is going to get this year, if any at all. I am going to give him star development for the sake that he was a first-round pick and for the sake of the rebuild. So he's got to get his 5-year contract. They'll change the money and all that too. And I will give him star dev. So he's going to get a lot of money. The thing is, I'm giving him a 5-year or 5-year contract because there is a 5th-year option that you just can't do with random players. They have to be drafted. So he doesn't have a fifth-year option, so I just give those guys who were drafted in the first round a fifth-year option like they would have in real life. Nelson Aguilar, let me tell you, when Nelson Aguilar was with the Eagles, I go, this guy sucks. Can't catch chlamydia at a whorehouse. Like, it drops everything, right? But Nelson Aguilar with the Raiders took a huge step up. And then when the Raiders had that huge loss against Miami, where they just completely blew it and collapsed, and then the Dolphins had this big-time comeback, and they really won it in, I think it was off a Myles Gaskin, like, big 60-yard run or something like that. You guys may or may not remember the play. I could be getting some details incorrect. Nelson Aguilar went in on the Raiders locker room and basically said he's never played with a bunch of sorry players like he had with that Las Vegas Raiders team, and just went in on the locker room. And John Gruden said how much he loves Aguilar. I'm like, this guy really wants to win. He's the ultimate competitor. And going to a team like the Patriots, I think Nelson Aguilar is going to do very, very big things with New England. So I just think this team is going to be really good. N'Keal Harry requested a trade. Let me tell you, N'Keal Harry sucks. I don't know who's going to trade for him. It's going to be a 6th or 7th round draft pick, if anything. So I'm not worried about N'Keal Harry. They brought back Kyle Van Noy, who got paid big money to go to Miami. And then after 1 year, it's like, oh, he's not worth it playing in. It's a similar scheme because obviously, like, Coach Flores is from the New England tree, but Kyle Van Noy is playing a slightly different role, wasn't as effective as he was in New England. Now he's back with the Patriots. I'm sure he's going to be amazing. Matt Judon gives him athleticism off the edge to play a 3-4 hybrid type role, but mainly going to be a pass rusher. Chase Winovich, which with actual pass rush help, could be really, really good. Like Christian Barmore, I'm going to give star dev. He was a 2nd round draft pick. This team on paper looks really, really good. Getting Dante Hightower back. Kyle Duggar is a stud. I know I'm going in about how awesome the Patriots are, but like the Patriots could be so good in 2021. Now, even though I have high hopes for this team in real life, or not hopes, but I think they're going to be really good. I have high expectations. In game, it might, as the cat wants to get involved, if you guys heard that. In game, it's going to work out differently. It's Madden simulation. I'm going to have to do things. Like Nelson Aguilar is not going to be good. He's too old. But you guys have heard me talk about this team long enough. I say too old. The age regression in Madden, as we may know at this point, is 28 with normal dev. So he's going to be going down after this season. It's not ideal. So we're going to be simulating this first season after I make some trades. We need to improve at receiver. O-line's fine. And then D-line. And that's kind of it. Kyle Duggar is going to be developing. Devin McCourty is also an interesting one because he's 33. I really should trade Devin McCourty. As good as he is, I really should trade him. But we might be able to win a Super Bowl this year. I also should trade Cam Newton. I'm probably going to do that. Just for the sake of the Madden rebuild, Cam Newton's probably got to go. Quarterbacks have a ton of value. I'll package him in with maybe N'Keal Harry if anyone wants him, which I kind of doubt it. And I mean, all these players are just getting older. Like Matt Judon's not going to be good in this rebuild. Dante Hightower's not going to be good in this rebuild. Kyle Van Noy's not going to be good. It's just their age and their current ability. Like Stephon Gilmore will be fine because he has a 99 overall superstar X factor. But that's it of guys aged like 28 and older. Lawrence Guy is going to be bad or not impactful. Same thing with Dietrich Wise. But again, the O-line should be fine. So this is a terrible trade for the Bucs. This is really bad. I didn't think it was going to be accepted, I'll be honest. But I guess this is where we are in the Madden year. It is July 6th as I record this. The realism's out the window. Quarterback trade value is so high that we can add in James White and get Devin White and Antoine Winfield Jr. So not only do we have our Devin McCourty replacement in a player who is much younger than Devin McCourty with a big-time ceiling, could be a really, really good player for us. We also bring in Devin White. I thought he actually had superstar Devin, this only star, but he's going to be unbelievable. He's going to be really, really good. He's better than Juwan Bentley. And now I can use Juwan Bentley because he's way younger, only 24 years old. I could trade Dante Hightower and Devin McCourty, still compete this year. I just don't know if Devin McCourty is going to have a lot of trade value. He might not. He might not. So Devin McCourty has interest. Dante Hightower has no interest from any team. I get he's a good player, but in Madden, he's just not going to work out. Same thing with Matt Judon. Like, I know the team just brought him in, paid him a lot of money. He's not going to be good. He's too old, and his development trait isn't high enough. This is going to be such a bad trade. I apologize in advance. I really do. But I'm going to get Michael Thomas pretty much almost straight up for Devin McCourty. Add a fourth and a third in there, and the trade's accepted. So now we bring in a huge big-time receiver that should work well in New England. Michael Thomas, and maybe I want Alvin Kamara too. Okay, so the trade has been accepted. Big time move, Matt Judon. 2 first-round picks for Joey Bosa. He's definitely worth it. But yeah, realism has gone out the window. That's going to turn a lot of people off. It is what it is at this point. That's all I can tell you. It is what it is. We're going to try and build an absolute juggernaut to get through the Madden Sim. And, I mean, we're just getting really, really, really good players for not a lot in return. I mean, 2 first-round picks is a lot, but I mean, the Chargers wouldn't do that in real life. But it is 2 first-round picks, I suppose. So this is the team. Having Michael Thomas is a big-time addition. Now, how good is he going to be in this video? I don't know. I got him in the slot, so probably okay. Give me yak him up, I guess. Whatever. I don't know at this point. I still don't know if they impact simulation at all. But this is a very, very quality team. How successful are we going to be in Season 1? Don't know yet. Don't know yet. It's kind of a toss-up. Devin McCourty's not even on the team anymore, as he wants to give us a message about player development. Go tell your new team. We have moved on. But we will move on to the midseason mark and see how this team's doing. Could be doing better, I would say. We're 0-7. We are 0-7 with an 85 overall team. The Jets are 7-1. Let's see what their overall is, just for the sake of argument. 82. Yeah, that's the Jets for you, though. They're a 7-win caliber team while we have 0. Why is that happening? Why are we 0-7? Got murdered by the Seahawks. Close loss to the Dolphins, Raiders, Chiefs, Broncos. I mean, these are close losses. And then murdered by the 49ers. And then a fairly close loss to the Bills. Unlucky. Unlucky, really. I mean, we could end up being a 6-win team after starting 0-7. I don't think we're going to make the playoffs. But our offense seems to suck pretty bad. Defense, about the same. Playoff time, we're not going to be in it. We did at least beat the Jets in Week 17, finishing 5-11. So not a bad second half of the season. Mac Jones ended up killing it, by the way. 4,600 yards, 41 touchdowns. Rookie quarterback records, by the way. 17 picks, about an interception a game. You know, a little more. 1.1, 1.0 something. I don't know. Not a math guy, but 16 games in this particular game. You know, it's so interesting. 17 games in 2021 and beyond. Who knows how long. Kind of a strange addition. Michael Thomas crushed it, 1,500 yards and 98 catches, 17 touchdowns. Hunter Henry had 10 touchdowns, double digits for him. Jonnu Smith, probably not going to play an impact. I should trade him. Aguilar was all right. Defensively, Devin White, you know, stuffed the stat sheet. Quarterback sacks, 7 for Joey Bosa, 7 for Chase Winovich, 6.5 for Barmore, 6 for Dante Hightower, 4 picks for Dante Hightower. You know what? Growing pains, we'll say. So a lot of changes in the offseason. We just don't know what this team is yet. Mac Jones wins MVP of the 5-11 Patriots. I'm not complaining. We'll take it. He's going to go up to Superstar Dev probably. Loses out on Offensive Player of the Year to Ryan Tannehill. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Jack. Dante Hightower at 7. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Mac Jones, obviously. Some other 2020 and 2021 rookies in there. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Christian Barmore at 5. Antoine Winfield Jr. at 7. Coaching XP, I mean, quarterback training boost is going to be the most important, so we're just going to knock that out of the way. We want Mac Jones to be a superstar, and I'm sure he's going to get upgraded, as he probably led the league in at least either passing yards or touchdowns. So we shall see what this new team looks like with new development upgrades in the Super Bowl week, and there's Mac Jones. There's Mac Jones at Superstar Dev already. 1 MVP, 1 Rookie of the Year. Not a bad year. Mac Jones up to an 85 overall. Some morale boosts in there as well. Deep accuracy and short accuracy almost into the 90s. Throw power into the 90s at 90 on the nose. I didn't give Michael Onwenu star dev. I kind of went on like a long rant about doing that, and then I didn't. It's too late now. We're going to it's not too late, but we're going to leave it. Anyone else getting upgraded here? I don't think so, but that's okay. Oh yeah, I didn't re-sign anybody at the midseason mark. I was so caught up with us being, I don't know, 0-7. I got a little bit distracted. Thankfully, there aren't too many big-time free agents to bring back. It's really only J.C. Jackson. We have the money to do that really easily. One of the best ball-hawking corners in the NFL, which don't confuse that with one of the best corners in the NFL. He's in that, like, top 20 range probably, but he's not much higher than that. He's just great at getting interceptions, and those are ball skills, but it doesn't mean he's the biggest lockdown corner. I think we get caught up in interceptions too much, and we don't realize what the guy does on a down-to-down basis, how much they limit touchdowns and yards. And J.C. Jackson's good, but just because he has great hands for a corner doesn't mean he's the best corner in the league or even close. Because I see him get, thrown inside the top 5, top 10 sometimes. He's just not quite there yet. We'll have to see. He's really young. You never know. I'm going to bring Dante Hightower back maybe on a 1 or 2 year deal. I think 2 years is fine. It's a little bit expensive, but we're going to work on, you're going to test free agency. I just gave you a 2-year deal at $9 million a year, and you're going to test free agency. I'm going to franchise tag you. I don't really need the money that bad, and I'll get 1 year from you, which I'd probably prefer anyways, and I'll pay you less than what I would have paid for the 2 years combined. So, mistake from Dante Hightower. Yeah, you're getting more money right now, but you're not going to get paid more next season. Whatever. Chris Godwin's sitting here, and we could use help at receiver. We really could. So I'm going to give Chris Godwin a contract. I don't need Sheriff. I don't need Marcus Williams. I don't need Richard Sherman. I don't need Melvin Ingram. Melvin Ingram would be okay. Marlon Mack is the best running back in Madden history. If you watch Desperados franchise or even Jags franchise, he's just a monster. Don't need him either. I need Chris Godwin on a long-term deal. It's a lot of money, but he's also really good. I want to see if I can make this a lot cheaper and still get him anyway. Like, lowball him into accepting. I can maybe make it a little bit higher, because we might be able to just steal him. And that's exactly what we did. He wants to win a championship. You got to respect it. Got to respect it. So, you want to win a championship? You know what they say. Go to a 5-11 team from the previous year. But this team has big-time potential. Could really use a big-time running back. I guess Jonnu Smith is really our fullback now, which I'm cool with. 2 really good receivers and Nelson Aguilar. We could use a big-time edge rusher. I don't really have draft picks. I might try to trade Lawrence Guy, just throw Barmore into the mix as their starting nose in our 3-4. I just really need edge rushers. I mean, Kyle Van Noy is not going to have trade value. Adrian Phillips is not going to have trade value. But maybe if I added both of them, I could end up sneaking into the first round somehow. So we're going to see what we can do. Trade a lot of picks to get better immediately. You know what actually could be the move? We're just cheesing at this point. We're just doing whatever we can do. Let's sign Cam Newton to a deal. So I offered on Cam Newton and Josh Rosen. That is trade bait. If we can get any or both of those guys, we're going to be able to move up in the draft really easily. So far, we're still in the lead for them. They just have to make a decision about whether or not they actually want to accept that. Isaiah Wynn, we're going to pick up his 5th-year option because he's a solid tackle with star dev. He's young. He's a good enough overall. It just makes sense to do that. Who else? Sony Michel, like, no shot. He didn't add any value to our team. He sucked. He averaged 3 yards per carry, and he's not good. We're going to see if we can get Rosen and Newton. We got Josh Rosen. Cam Newton just didn't sign with anybody? How's that possible? I don't know. We are going to go into the draft. Free agency still in open. We don't pick until the 2nd round. But we could move up for a quarterback if we wanted to. We won't. We have Mac Jones, but a little bit of a recovery there. I want to move up for an edge rusher probably. Tevin Wilkinson looks pretty good. Sheldon Lacey looks pretty good. I like both those guys. He's only 21 years old. Okay, we're going to absolutely move up for one of those edge rushers. I am going to do my due diligence on the rest of the class, though, just so I don't miss out on any, like, real superstar type players. Like, some of them are really good. Like, Brett Blades is good. Akeem Tucker looks really good. I don't know where I'd play him, but he just looks like a monster. He looks like one of the best safeties I've seen in the draft. So I'm really intrigued. Kyle Duggar could move to linebacker and take the place of Dante Hightower. So maybe we'll draft Akeem Tucker. Although, that being said, and we don't really need corner, but that being said, I really need to address edge rusher first and foremost. Get some pressure on the quarterback. Man, Travis Chason looks awesome. A little bit older, not the best athlete in the world, but we could take him. We could take Carl Washington, early first-round middle linebacker, great athlete. We have options. Even Eric Feldman looks like he's really good. Shaq Griffin, not to be confused with Shaquem or Shaquille Griffin. Another Shaq Griffin entering the NFL, even though those other two Shaq Griffins are twins. Eric Feldman, Boston College too. This is just a Patriots player. It's written all over his face. I think he'd be all white for our team. So this is actually a draft class where I want players. It usually doesn't happen. Usually the draft is bad. Akeem Tucker, we're in a great spot to get because he's at the back end of the first. And then Carl Washington, we're gonna have to move up for. The thing is, I don't want to move that 5th overall pick in the second round at 37 overall in the entire draft. I don't want to do that. We might not even be able to take Carl Washington there anyway. So I might have to move up to the very top of the second round. But what I do know right now is if there is any way to move up to the second pick in the draft, I got to figure out how to do it. I want Tevin Wilkinson, but Sheldon Lacey's really good. Eric Feldman's really good. I guess I'd be happy with one of those guys. So Wilkinson goes number 1 overall. He's 78. Really good. So I guess we're going to trade up to number 3. We'll see who the Lions take. It's Jamal Winter. Chargers have our pick right near the top, but I think it was still worth it to get Joey Bosa. So let's trade up to number 3 overall any way I can. And the Raiders actually might be in the market for a quarterback. And I've got a really good one. Former first-round pick, Josh Rosen. Oh, they love it. They love it. Give me your first-round pick or second-round pick as well. So we are trading Josh Rosen and a 5th this year, 3rd next year for number 35 this year. We're taking baby steps up. It's all we can do. I want to trade Jonnu Smith. The second tight end just doesn't get involved too often. And am I really going to keep like him as a fullback getting paid that much? No, I'm not. I'm not. So we're going to see where I can move him. Green interest from the Seahawks. I'd love for the Chargers to have an interest. They lost Hunter Henry. They could use a tight end, but they don't want Nat right in my face. No respect, dude. I tried to back out of the way, and the thing, no care. These freaking, I mean, it's every day, dude. They fly in from the drain, and they just say, I'm going to live here. I need to pour bleach down the drain. I heard that works, but haven't done it yet. Here's the thing. There's no way right now to move up inside the top 5 to get either of these players. I think they're going to be really good players. I want one, if not both of them. It's just not going to happen. So we're going to have to watch those guys off the board or go off the board. As there goes Sheldon Lacey. I mean, we still could try and make a move with the Chargers. But more than likely, we're just going to have to settle for the safety, which is not even settling per se. He's a good player. But I'll make one more effort. Hunter Henry, I don't want to trade him, especially not back to the Chargers. But maybe it'd be better to keep Jonnu Smith. He's a little bit more expensive, despite being the same age. But what impact is he really going to play over Jonnu Smith? In real life, I see it. In the game, I don't see it. So is it worth it to move up for an edge rusher that I think could be really good? And Hunter Henry could make it happen? I really do. So we're gonna move up here. So this is the trade I've settled on. Hunter Henry, Sony Michel, and a 2nd round pick this year, number 37 overall, for number 5 and a 5th round pick next year, just to get some type of value, because the trade was going to be accepted either way. I just wanted to get the extra value. So I settled on a 5th round pick. We move up to number 5 overall, and that's for Eric Feldman. We're going to keep him in New England. He's only 21 years old. Fits the Patriots' history, and he is on the team. 79 overall, the number 1 overall player in the draft. Only normal development, as tends to be the case, but has 84 speed, 83 finesse moves, At right outside linebacker, which is where I'm going to play, I'm not left outside, he's going to be phenomenal. Well, maybe he does stick at left outside. It depends. I'm going to have to move some guys around anyway. But Eric Feldman is quite the addition. I know there are already people that are like, hey, Joey Bosa's not a 3-4 defensive end. Yet he's playing 3-4 defensive end in your scheme. You're an idiot. You don't know football. Listen, I wish it didn't have to be the case. I really do. But in the game, with the specialist positions, he is still coming off the edge. And if I were to put him at outside linebacker, he would be in coverage, in simulation. So I don't want that. So he's got to stick at left end. And then Dante Hightower, I've tried to trade like a couple times now. Moved him at outside linebacker, try and get it to happen. But Kyle Duggar, I want to move to linebacker and then have that safety redraft play safety. That's what I want. 79 overall corner. Kevin Adams, geez. So this trade is what it is. I just don't value tight end a ton. I know I'm kind of undoing what the Patriots did in free agency in real life. Got to make the moves for the game. Jonnu Smith is out of here. Highly paid tight end. Yeah, decent age, decent overall, I guess. Nothing special. And then 2 second-round picks, one this year, one next year, for number 19 overall. And I still want that linebacker. I just don't think we're going to be able to trade up for him. I just don't. Maybe top pick in the second round, maybe. But I really did want Akeem Tucker. Looks awesome. We have positional flexibility with Kyle Duggar, and it was the right move. Better development for Akeem Tucker. Only 22 years old, 75 overall, 91 speed, 79 zone coverage, great pursuit, nice tackling, good hit power, nice awareness, just a really, really good player. And it was worth the move. It was worth the move. Now, is there anything I can actually trade and move up to the top of the second round? We don't really have players to do it. Like, Jacoby Myers actually did have a little bit of interest from some teams. No one wants N'Keal Harry, I can assure you. But if I can actually trade Jacoby Myers, I'll move up. But I just don't think it's possible. I need that linebacker to be available at the top of the second. It's kind of the only way we have a chance to get him. And we have made it into the second round. So now I actually have hope that we can actually make a move. Trading 2 6th-round picks in 2021 and a 5th next year for a 4th from the Saints, and hopefully I can send that pick back to the Steelers. I have a little bit of value worked out. They like Devon Godshaw and they like Jacoby Myers, and I don't need either of them. So if we can make this trade happen with the Steelers, I will be over the moon. I think this linebacker is going to be really good. I really do. So let's make a trade happen. There it is. 4th-round pick, Jacoby Myers, Devon Godshaw for number 33 overall. Let's take this player. I don't have any picks next year either. I just don't. I don't. But I'm taking the players that I do want now. Isaiah Booth, not too bad. But it's going to be Carl Washington out of Oklahoma. Early first-round guy. Ran 4.49. Going to be really, really solid. Number 4 in the draft. Only normal dev. But 90 speed. 83 tackle. Good zone coverage. Good finesse moves. Man coverage, not too bad. Strength is good. Acceleration's crazy. Carl Washington could end up being very good. So I'm pretty happy with the way the draft went. Honestly, I got everyone I wanted for the most part. Like, yeah, it would have been nice to get Tevin Wilkinson. He does have better development. I would take him over the guy we got just because of that, and Eric Feldman. And then Sheldon Lacey also has better development. That is really tough. But Feldman was the best, so there is that. What about this other middle linebacker? Travis Chason went just a few picks later. Normal dev, so we definitely got the better linebacker there in Carl Washington. And I'm really happy with Akeem Tucker. We did really well. The development traits, it is what it is for Madden 21. Like, we did so amazingly in Madden 21 Falcons rebuild that I uploaded a few days ago or last week or whatever. It's just not repeatable to get a type of draft like that. So we're going to change around some positions, make this defense fit. Duggar, maybe to somewhere. I didn't even talk about Ronnie Perkins. I love Ronnie Perkins, but I don't know. We're gonna figure something out. So the team is chaotic right now because Dante Hightower and Kyle Van Noy are here. It seems like, why did I draft a safety? Why did I draft a linebacker? Why did I draft an outside linebacker? Well, when Kyle Van Noy and Dante Hightower leave the team, which I don't even want to say eventually because it's happening next year or this year if I want, they're gone, and they need to be replaced. Dante Hightower, we're just going to keep because he's still good. But Kyle Van Noy, it's like, I'm just going to release him. He has no trade value. He clears things up a little bit. So now Carl Washington can start at outside linebacker. And then you're like, where's Kyle Duggar? Well, he will take over for Dante Hightower next year. Right now, we don't need it. The Green Goblin, Jalen Mills, sucks. We're going to get Akeem Tucker out there. And now everything's where it needs to be. Barmore in there as well. Everything's been figured out. So this is the team. You may even have forgotten that we got Chris Godwin, because I did. And I'd like to forget that we have Dalton Keene and Devin Asiasi. So that is what it is. You're, you would be more happy if you had Hunter Henry now. Shut up, all right? Also, who does that sound like? What is that voice? I think it sounds like Ernie from Bert and Ernie. Either way, this is the team. It's set up more or less the way I want it. Some things, and you're like, oh, hey. I'm sorry. But you might be like, no, hey, if you don't want it that way, just make the changes. But I don't know what the voice is. I'm sorry. But I don't know how I want it. Like, it's kind of like weird, so we're just gonna rock with it. Things will end up clearing up. We're gonna simulate to the midseason mark, and I'll catch up with you there. We are 4-3 at the midseason mark, which is actually leading the AFC East, surprisingly. Stephon Gilmore will be a free agent, as Devin White goes up to an 88 overall. I will be doing some Coach XP here in a minute. But for guys re-signing, no Dante Hightower, no Adrian Phillips, no Jalen Mills, no Juwan Bentley, no Raekwon McMillan. Ronnie Perkins should be on a 4-year contract, so I have to change that. So he would be in his second year, and then Stephon Gilmore, I want back long-term. We do have a lot of money, and I will give him a 4-year deal. It's certainly worth it, and he is back. Breakout quarterback for Mac Jones, really. He's already superstar, but okay. He could go up to Superstar X Factor today if he has a game that he's probably not going to have. Well, maybe it'll happen. All right, let's see if we can beat the Steelers here. 34-20, we lose, so Mac Jones is not going to get it. We only scored 20 points. So, yeah, Mac Jones didn't get it. Shock of the year. We're 4-4. Not particularly good, but we might still be able to make the playoffs. He snuck into the playoffs at 10-6. I'll take that. Won the division. 15th best offense. Mac Jones was pretty good. Touchdowns went down a lot. Interceptions went up. That's not good. Damian Harris was better than Sony Michel was last year, but still not good. Michael Thomas had 19 touchdowns. Chris Godwin was there, but didn't really do anything major. We need a big tight end in this offense, it seems like. I know we had them. I'm comfortable with the moves we made. Chase Winovich put up 13.5 sacks. Joey Bosa with 10. Carl Washington from outside linebacker did a lot, 6.5. 6 for Barmore. But Eric Feldman only had 3.5. 4 picks for J.C. Jackson. Kyle Duggar had 3. He's my sub linebacker. Ryan Tannehill wins MVP. Mac Jones at 10. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Baker Mayfield. Mac Jones at 10 for Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, Von Miller. Offensive Rookie of the Year, William Cano. Thought he was a tackle. I remember seeing him get drafted. I had to have that wrong. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Akeem Tucker. Hey, Carl Washington, Eric Feldman in there as well. All right, Cano was a receiver. Yeah, I knew I had to have remembered that incorrectly or saw it wrong. So we'll see if we can beat the Steelers in the wild card. We don't. 36-30 as our season comes to an end prematurely here. That's okay. It's definitely an improvement on our first season. Dante Hightower, I don't want anything to do with. He's down to an 82 overall. Adrian Phillips going down. Oh yeah, I got to change Ronnie Perkins' contract. I forgot that again. So as I go to change Ronnie Perkins' contract, I notice that Chase Winovich gets upgraded to superstar development. I noticed that J.C. Jackson gets upgraded to superstar development. Akeem Tucker, we find out, only has star. Not exactly shocking there. But I'll take star dev up to an 80. We have Kyle Duggar ready to take the place of Dante Hightower. And then offensively, I don't think anything's changed. Damian Harris maybe got star. That could have happened. Maybe already had it. Fred Warner's in here. That'd be nice. We don't really need a corner, but Fred Warner we could use. But Kyle Duggar experiment, we're rocking with that. Tyrann Mathieu would be awesome to have. Von Miller. I don't really know what we need. We're in a weird spot. We're in a really, really weird spot where I'm trying to develop some of these players. I don't know if they ever will be developed, but I'm trying. Sure am trying. Like, we could use a big-time edge rusher, but I like Eric Feldman. I like Carl Washington. Maybe we should move to a 4-3, but then we don't really have a second defensive tackle. Not going to move Chase Winovich inside. We drafted Eric Feldman. We're just in kind of a weird in-between. It's just where we are. Brought Chandler Jones back to New England. I think that's going to be a big-time improvement. So maybe I move Washington back to inside linebacker. Maybe I'll also look for a tight end. I definitely like the defense now. It's just, again, about developing some of these guys. But a good tight end, since we seem to throw the ball so much to our tight end, could be greatly appreciated. Like Will Dissly. Same age as David Njoku, 2 overall less, same dev trait. Why not? Why not? And maybe we can get another one as well. Like Trey Burton could be okay. Let me take the money down on this since no one else wants him. So I got Tyler Bass and Will Dissly. We needed a kicker. Who's our 5th-year option here? Devin White. That's right. We traded for him. Well, yeah, obviously. Obviously, we want to keep him around. So we have a big upgraded kicker, big upgraded tight end, another 5th-year option for N'Keal Harry. Yeah, dude sucks. No thanks. So we don't pick until the 4th round, but once again, if there's a player worth moving up for, I will do it. We don't really need safeties. I don't really think we need a corner. We don't really need linebackers. Although, if the right one's available, fine. Matthew Compton. Looks pretty good. I don't know that we need him. That's the thing. I don't really need anything. I'm just not going to draft. I'm not going to draft until the 4th round. We don't need anything. I'm not moving up because they're not going to play an impact. Victor Black is the only player I'm taking. Late 2nd rounder available in the 4th. 69 overall. Nice. Great value. He isn't good, but he was the best guy available. But that's the end of the draft. Team's looking pretty good. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. Could use a better running back as well. What can we take away from this past offseason? Getting Chandler Jones is huge to pair him with Joey Bosa, Chase Winovich in there as well. It's kind of tough finding, spots for these guys to really make an impact in the specialist area, but they're going to get involved just from being on the defense. So I'm fine leaving these guys where they are. And what else can I say? I mean, the defense is good. I think bringing in Will Dissly will be big. We are 6-1 at the midseason mark, doing quite well. You've seen the team, so this isn't exactly shocking at this point. What's Mac Jones looking like? Because I want to maybe... Well, his accuracy is all phenomenal, so maybe I'll just get his under pressure into the 90s, so improviser should take care of that. He goes up to a 90 overall. Throw under pressure by 1, throw on the run by 3. Will it matter too much in sim? Who knows? Who knows? But I think getting at least into the 90 threshold for throw under pressure should be big time. And who knows if this will be the final season or not, so I should probably try and re-sign at least a couple of these guys right now, like Trent Brown whenever this decides to pop up, and like maybe David Andrews. And there are some big impactful players in here. What type of money are we going to have? That's going to be big. Still a decent bit. So we got Jonathan Jones and also everyone left of Kendrick Bourne. So Chase Winovich through Trent Brown. Big time re-signings. Not really too worried about Damian Harris right now, or even Jake Bailey. The other guys are not starters, so I don't really care too much about them. Not really seeing the field too often. We're 93 overall, both on offense and defense, and of course as a team, we're going to do offensive line training boost there. This should be a playoff team. Are we going to win 12 games? Probably somewhere around that. Right now we're on pace for a really good season at 14 wins. Whether that comes to fruition or not, we'll have to see as well. I think it's probably going to be somewhere around 12. First round bye, we win 13 games. So not quite that 14 like we were on pace for, but Mac Jones is back in a big way. His best year as a pro for sure. Our defense sucked, but our offense really did quite well. Mac Jones had almost 4,900 yards, 41 touchdowns, only 12 interceptions, and rushing Damian Harris was okay. Ramondre Stevenson was all right. Receiving, Michael Thomas had 18 touchdowns, almost 1,500 yards. The addition of Will Dissly proved to be big. Chris Godwin was good as well. Kendrick Bourne even got involved. Defensively, Devin White had a big season, 107 tackles, 3 for loss. 15 tackles for loss from Chase Winovich, though. He was our backup D tackle for a while, so he's getting involved in that way. Chandler Jones, 15.5 sacks, 9 for Joey Bosa, 7.5 for Chase Winovich, 6 for Christian Barmore. Interceptions, we have 3 for J.C. Jackson. And then for our yearly awards, Mac Jones wins MVP. No Patriots. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Mac Jones. No other Patriots. Defensive Player of the Year, Jayon Brown. No Pats. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Barry Barnett. Quite a name there. And no Patriots, I believe. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year, Sidney Carrington. No Patriots. We didn't really draft any rookies, so not a surprise. Divisional against the Chargers, who have been a big staple of a lot of what we've done in this video. We've traded with them a couple times. We've taken Joey Bosa. We've traded Hunter Henry back to them. We've done a lot with the Chargers. We've done a lot. And now we face them in the divisional. We're a 94 overall, 95 offense, 93 defense. This is a really good team. So the Chargers shouldn't really be able to stand in our way, but here they are. Here they are, probably around a mid-80 overall. 87. Trending towards a high 80. I think 87 qualifies for high 80. I would say mid is like 84 to 86. And they're into that high 80s range, but not quite at the top end. So this might not be an easy game. We'll see if we can beat them. And we don't. 17-7. We scored only 7 points despite having the best offense all year. All right, we'll do another season. This one will be the final one, though. Do I want to bring back Damian Harris? I'm not sure I want to make a decision on that just yet. And we actually can't even bring back Jake Bailey. We don't have the money for this. What's eating up into my money right now? Well, we're going to figure that out. Potentially make some cuts. Lawrence Guy, going to bring him to free agency. That's a nice way to say we're cutting him. I'm going to just bring him to free agency. Kendrick Bourne, I also don't want or need. So he's gone. N'Keal Harry, might keep him another year. He's bad, I get it. But there's not really a reason to cut him. So we pick at number 28 overall in the draft. Don't have the money to spend in free agency. I do need a running back. I do need a kicker. It's going to be very easy to get a kicker. Now, the thing is, like, how much money do I actually have? As Mac Jones goes up to Superstar X Factor, by the way. Love to see that. He should be able to carry this team. I might do like a defensive overhaul, because our defense is not cutting it, which is surprising because we're in a playbook that's like usually very effective in sim. It's just not cutting it right now. Okay, trading a first-round pick and Josh Uche for Cam Akers, who's a 90 overall somehow at this point. Kind of surprised by that, but it's a big upgrade to our running back position. So that could be very, very big for simulation. O-line's great. Receivers great. Defense, I'd like for them to perform this year. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd like for that to happen. There's no point to change to a 4-3. Like, we have personnel to really go either way. We have 4 edge rushers, really, which works better for our 3-4 system in game, even though that doesn't make sense for like how a 3-4 would actually play in real life. You're really only going to have 2 or 3 edge rushers maybe on the field at the same time, even though only 2 guys can really play off the edge at one time. I don't know what we would do. Like, Carl Washington, outside linebacker. Kyle Duggar, outside linebacker. Devin White stays on the inside. That could work out well. And then Chandler Jones would be an end. Joey Bosa would have to be an end. And then Chase Winovich is not built to play on the inside. We're just going to stay into 3-4. It's just, I need some of these guys to take steps up. It's really what it's going to come down to. And I don't know the best way to do it. We really don't have a ton of money. What we could do is like really go all out. We could trade Eric Feldman, and we could trade a second-round pick and get a better edge rusher. That might be worth it if we can find a cheap one. This is an interesting trade. I don't know entirely how I feel about it. Obviously, I felt good about it enough to make the trade happen. But I'm trading Zadarius Smith. Well, I'm trading for Zadarius Smith by trading Chandler Jones. I think even though Zadarius Smith, who is a better overall, by the way, and younger, worse development trait, I think he's a better player for us. Joey Bosa is going to move to probably right end, and then Chase Winovich is going to kick to outside linebacker. I think I'm really happy with that. And then Zadarius Smith, I'm comfortable as a rush D tackle, and I have Chase Winovich, or Feldman as a rush end. I think that makes my team a little less convoluted. Trading a second and a third round pick for money with 2 O's, Darnell Mooney. I honestly would have traded the number 1 overall pick in the draft for Darnell Mooney if I could have, but I only had a second and third round pick, so thankfully we were able to make that work. Very pleased with that. Really good third receiver to add. And with my 4th round pick, I was thinking about drafting a kicker. That's stupid. That's a brain dead thing to even enter my brain. I'm just going to use the 4th round pick and any subsequent picks in the draft to trade for a kicker who's better. 4th and a 5th round pick for Justin Tucker. Best kicker in the league. It was a no-brainer trade. This is the team for the final season. Hope to make a deep playoff run. We talked about bringing a dynasty back at the start and clearly have not accomplished that goal from a success point of view. But from a team building perspective, yeah, the team's unbelievable. We are a 92 overall. 92 offense, 93 defense. It'll probably go up to at least a 94 overall at some point during this year. So we'll simulate to the midseason mark. We'll see how the team's doing. I'm going to guess they're about a 94 overall. Hope for anywhere between 5 and, of course, 8 wins. If we play that many games, if we can get to the 8 wins and go 8-0 or 7-0 or however many games we play, depending on where our bye week is. Getting a lot of words out before the midseason mark here. Give me 7. We're 5-2. That was at the bottom end of what I wanted. At the top of the AFC East, but it's highly competitive this year. 3 teams at 4 wins, and we are at the top, of course, with 5. This is a really tough division. We could see 3 teams make the playoffs. We're 93 overall. But we could see also, maybe only 2 teams make the playoffs. Maybe only 1, depending on how much we beat each other up. I don't know exactly. Just want to make sure I have my slot receiver as Michael Thomas, which I don't think I do. Yeah, I had to make that change. Darnell Mooney's a beast, don't get me wrong, but I want Michael Thomas and Chris Godwin getting the majority of targets. Playoff time, and we make the playoffs at 11-5. We don't win the division. 4 teams had 8 wins or more in the entire AFC East. We had the best offense in the league, although the touchdowns went down for Mac Jones. Still a really good season. Rushing Cam Akers took away some of those yards. Almost at 1,000. Average 4.7 per carry. We love to see that. Receiving Michael Thomas was great. Darnell Mooney was great. Chris Godwin was out there. Will Dissly got involved a little bit defensively. Nothing crazy from tackles for loss, but as far as sacks goes, Zadarius Smith was a big-time addition. Made Joey Bosa get 12.5 for the first time. Chase Winovich, 12. First time these guys are in double digits on our team, so we love that. Zadarius Smith really, really helped out. Interceptions. Looks like the defense played pretty well. I'm actually surprised we only won 11 games based off of how much pressure it looks like we had. We had a top 10 defense. Let me check awards. Teddy Bridgewater wins MVP with the Broncos. Mac Jones at 6. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Teddy Bridgewater. Mac Jones at 3. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Jack. No Patriots. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Silas McLeod. Damon Whitfield at 5. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year is Gregory Killings. No Patriots. Not exactly surprising. We have the Colts in our way. Colts are a good team. We're finally up to that 94 overall. Our defense is very, very good. The offense, I'm confused as to why we're only a 93. I know a 93 is great, but what's holding us back? Not having a fullback? Is that it? All right, Leonard Fournette, you're on the team and you play fullback now. Welcome. Actually, I released playoff Lenny. I decided that we're going to move Dalton Keene to fullback and then sign like Trey Burton to be our backup tight end. And we just don't have the money for playoff Lenny. So even though playoff Lenny would be big for the playoffs, we just can't afford that. We're going to find a way to make it work. I need playoff Lenny for the playoffs. I can't have that as a scapegoat for if we lose. I need to cut somebody. All right, playoff Lenny is back. Quite a week for him, getting signed and then cut immediately and then signed again. But we are committed to him for at least this week. This could be the final week of our season. And that's realistic. I hope it's not. But we'll see if we can beat the Colts. Patriots had enough trouble with the Colts in the past and more here. But that is going to do it for the video. I don't know what else to do. I built a really good team. They didn't win in simulation. It is what it is. I mean, the team was clearly not the issue. The team was fantastic. Great offensive line. Great receivers. Great running back. Great quarterback. And then defensively, we were fantastic. But they just didn't win in simulation when they needed to. So a little bit disappointing, but hopefully the team building aspect was fun for you guys, was fun for me. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. A lot of NFL content coming out soon, and then of course the Madden when football season gets a little bit closer. So I have a lot of stuff I plan to release pretty soon. I'm just waiting for football season to get a little bit closer to get that interest up, but a little bit of a peek behind the curtain there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I'm telling you, make sure, scroll down. Some of you who thought you were subscribed are not subscribed. So hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.
Insane, I hit it at the park, Ben Bones. See me high step to the end zone. My life like a game, Nintendo. Playing with the best, let them know. Get off the track, the train's coming through. Yeah, promise you get in my way, then you best believe I'ma just run over you. Yeah, yeah. Papa turn, taking it back to the house. Defensive joke, I'm laughing so loud. Speed burst good.